Will Jarrod Bowen be fit enough for West Ham United to take on Burnley at Turf Moor this weekend? That's been the big question for Hammers fans all week, but not just West Ham fans either. Fancy football managers across the country have been waiting to find out whether to include Jarrod Bowen in their 11 or not for this weekend. And truth be told, despite David Moyes just finishing his press conference, we're still none the wiser, although it feels pretty positive. But David Moyes has been known to be a little bit naughty when it comes to injury news at the press conferences as well. He usually keeps his cards close to his chest on this one. So what do we know in regards to Jarrod Bowen? Well, we know he went away with England. In training he felt his knee. He came back to West Ham for scans. He's got fluid above the knee, and he was not in training yesterday. So as far as yesterday afternoon went, training at West Ham, Jarrod Bowen did not participate. However, and here's the two bits of positivity. Yesterday, Kevin Nolan was on TalkSport, and when he was speaking about Jarrod Bowen, he described him as touch and go for Saturday's game, but said he was in good shape. And David Moyes in a press conference said he hopes to have him available tomorrow, but we will assess him. So it sounds like a late fitness test for Jarrod Bowen tomorrow morning, and it'll be touch and go whether he makes the starting 11 or not. I have a feeling David Moyes knows whether Bowen will be included or not. And it's just play this one down a little bit. He likes to be a bit naughty. For those who are the fancy football managers tuning into this, or they're new to the channel, I can't remember how long ago. It was maybe a year ago now. Before a press conference, West Ham put up training footage and training photos, and Lucas Fabianski was in all the photos and the footage. And then when David Moyes did his press conference, he said that Fabianski had yet to return to training and was a doubt ahead of the game. But we'd just seen the footage. Now, the media team deleted it pretty swiftly, but we'd already seen it, hadn't we? And I think that might be a little bit going on here with Jarrod Bowen. So while it feels positive, and naturally I want to say I think Bowen will be fit, there's a bit of me that thinks maybe Moyes is being a bit naughty, actually, making on Bowen will be fit when actually he won't be. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to take a stab and predict what David Moyes is going to do, the starting 11 for the game against Burnley, and we're going to do it on the Fan Hub app. Now I'm going to show you how the app works today, but to get involved, please do download it using the link that's in the description or the pinned comments of this video. It's really important you do that. If you go to the App Store yourself and type in Fan Hub and download it, you'll get put into a queue. You won't access the app immediately. However, if you use our link or code, which is in the description, you'll jump the queue, you'll get into the app straight away, and you can predict your 11 that will take on Burnley. Now, in the new year, a little bit of news for you. In the new year, Fan Hub will be releasing an update, and within the update, there will be private leagues. So there'll be a Hammers Chat League. So everybody that joins our league will guess the starting 11. Points will be awarded and prizes will be given out. So it's free to download, free to sign up, and then when the league comes along, it'll be free to play the league as well. So you can get your hands on some prizes simply by guessing what David Moyes is going to do. Now, I see a lot of people in the comments saying it's obvious what Moyes is going to do. It's really predictable. Prove it, get it downloaded, give us your username, and I'll be having a look to see if you get 11 out of 11 this weekend. But I'm going to tell you and show you what I think David Moyes is going to do. Now, let me just wiggle on over and get the app up on this screen right now. Right, once you've got the app downloaded using our link and you've signed up for free, click Predict the Lineup. Don't worry too much about the formation because you can move the players around as I'm going to in just a minute. In goal will be Alphonse Areola. We've got no issues about our keeper. Right back will be Vladimir Coufal, BURWHU Coufal. Now, what he did was wrong, but that was on international duty. It doesn't concern West Ham. Don't see why it would impact us whatsoever. And then we've got Kurt Zouma, our captain, who will be continuing to partner Jarrod at the back with Emerson at left back. Pretty confident that will be our back five. Now, moving into midfield, and this is where David Moyes has actually got a bit of a decision to make. Edson Alvarez played late Tuesday, early hours of Wednesday for Mexico in a really important game. Scored in the 109th minute or something as well. Late goal for Edson Alvarez. Crucial goal for Mexico. But as we've seen when he goes and plays internationals, he's maybe not the best when he returns in terms of his fitness. I'd imagine it's something David Moyes has got concerns about and would be looking to sub. But I think we have to start him. I think we will start him because we've seen what we look like in midfield without Edson Alvarez, and I do not like it. So expect Alvarez to start, but also expect Alvarez possibly to be the first player substituted off for West Ham on Saturday afternoon. Now, either side of him will be the regulars in James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček. And I think we'll see Souček getting forward quite a bit, and I hope we do actually, because Burnley are quite poor in the air, usually from crosses from open play. Set pieces as well will hopefully be an opportunity for us. I think Souček could have a big say tomorrow afternoon. Now, I also think we will get a few opportunities to counter-attack Burnley like we did to Brighton earlier on this season. And that's when I'd like to see Ward-Prowse getting a little bit further forward. I don't feel like he's got forward much recently. And when we are playing a little bit of a slow build-up, when we're sort of camped outside the opposition's box, as we were against the likes of Nottingham Forest and Olympiacos for some periods of time, I'd prefer to see Souček getting in the box for obvious reasons. But when we are breaking with a little bit of pace and the balls on the deck, I'd much prefer to see Ward-Prowse getting further forward. Got on the score sheet a couple of times earlier this season from counter-attack, so hopefully there'll be avenues for Souček and Ward-Prowse to get involved in the attacking phase for West Ham tomorrow. But I think that's how we'll line up in the field, and again, I remain quite confident on my prediction thus far. See no reason for Kudus not to start out on the right hand side. Obviously concerns earlier this week as he missed Ghana's training session on Monday. He was only on the bench for Ghana on Tuesday. But while West Ham have been complaining about the long distance flights, you're going to sign someone that plays with Ghana, what do you expect? But I think they're more complaining about the fact he's not 100%, he's had a small niggly back injury for some time now, yet he's still getting called up. Good, and so they should call him up. We're going to play him when he's got a back injury. Expect Ghana to play him when he's got a back injury as well, and so they should, and so he should. He should go and represent his country too. I've got no sympathy for West Ham in this case. That leaves two spots. We know who they are going to be. Lucas Paqueta, while on paper he's out on the left, but he goes wandering. I know people say they don't like him on the left. He doesn't. It's not like he goes like that. He doesn't run up and down the line. He goes wherever he wants to go to try and impact the game, and I quite like it, truth be told. So Lucas Paqueta, and then down the middle, it's the big question, isn't it? Is Mr. Jarrod Bowen fit enough to start? Well, if he's not, I think this is what we'll see. I think we'll see Danny Ings striker if Bowen is not past fit for West Ham. Now, before David Moyes spoke, and this is where it gets a little bit funny and I start second guessing too much, I was quite confident Jarrod Bowen was going to be fit enough. He doesn't get injured. Bowen does not get injured. He's a bit of a grafter as well. Even if he has got a bit of a knock, he will play. So I thought, I've been quite confident all week Bowen will play. After Kevin Nolan was on TalkSport, I was even more confident. Now Moyes has said he's quite hopeful. It's actually made me think he's not going to be available. But this is just how much I think Moyes plays games in press conferences. And so he should, by the way. It's not a bad thing. Because if I'm guessing and you're guessing and nobody knows, bar those involved at West Ham, Vincent Kompany and his staff will be guessing too, and that's what I want. But I'm going to stick with my initial gut, which was Bowen will be fit. And I think this is how West Ham will line up tomorrow at Turf Moor. Areola, Soufal, Zuma, Agerd, Emerson, Alvarez, Souček, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta. Now, to be clear, if Bowen is unavailable, this is what I would like to see, and that's Mubama coming in. But I think Bowen will be okay. So there you go. Let me just click save. And that's my prediction in. Also, tomorrow, if you're going to the game, you can see there underneath it, it says check-in, open 60 minutes before kick-off. So if you're at Turf Moor tomorrow, an hour before the game, at 2 o'clock onwards, click that button and you'll be able to check in. Also, they've got a game there called Predict Your Fives. You click on that, it just asks you for your outcome. So let's put Man City, Liverpool. Draw. Plymouth, Sunderland. I mean, this is where it gets tricky. My knowledge of the lower leagues ain't the best. We'll go Sunderland. Preston, I fancy a bit of Portsmouth, and we'll go draw. I know nothing about the lower leagues, but I'm just trying to show you that there's another game that you can play on there as well. But like I said, do download the app using the link in the description, and the code that's in the description is really important so you jump the queue. It helps the channel out as well. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. We get paid per download, so if you don't nobody downloads it, we don't get paid. But it's a really good app. I do really like it. I used it for a few weeks before we promote it. Because on Hammers Chat, whether you believe me or not, hopefully you do, if I won't buy it or I won't use it, I won't promote it. As simple as that. And it's the same for Gonzo. We turned down a lot of brand deals. We accept some. So if brands were watching, they go, hey, I wouldn't mind this Scottish guy promoting us on these videos. Do get in touch. But anyway, that's how I think West Ham will get on. I was going to say a big game tomorrow. I think it's a big game for Burnley. It's a big game from Vincent Kompany. He did his press conference yesterday and he described it as massive for the club, the players, him, the town. And I agree with that because 12 games in, they've got 4 points, not picked up a point at home. You want to get rid of that ASAP, and he'll be looking at West Ham as a team that he could potentially pick those points up against. When speaking about us, pardon me, full of praise for us. What was quite, I say, interesting. I quite liked it. he said, I quite like their squad, to be honest. And he mentioned one or two players. He mentioned Kudus, said that he's known about Kudus for some time. Who hasn't, I guess. But it was nice words from Vincent Kompany. But he described the game as massive. And I think it is. I don't think it's an important game for West Ham. However, if we were to lose, I think it puts the pressure back on David Moyes immediately. He's bought himself a little bit of breathing space with that 2 wins against Olympiacos and Nottingham Forest before the international break. Lose this one, the pressure's almost instantly back on. That talk we were having before Nottingham Forest, that media coverage we're having around David Moyes, it will be back again for the next week until we play Crystal Palace next Sunday. That talk will be back. The rumours will be back. Who's going to replace Moyes? Those rumours will be back. And I know people say, well, you'll cover it on your channel. Yes, we will. But what I will say, by the way, we're covering that regardless. We've got a video going up on Sunday about who to replace David Moyes. And it's not because the people involved with the video want Moyes sacked. It's just the questions that we get from people. So they're doing a breakdown. I'm not in it because there's only 2 managers. Well, there's 3, but one's unrealistic. There's only 2 managers that I think, yeah, I'd have him to replace David Moyes. My knowledge of managers probably isn't strong enough. So we've got someone that does have strong knowledge of managers involved on Sunday. But my point is, that talk will come back. Who's going to replace David Moyes? It's just going to be on this channel even if we win. It was meant to go up during the international break, but there's been delays, so it's going up on Sunday as well. If Bowen starts, I'm confident. Gonzo said 3-0. I'm not that confident. I'm sticking with a 2-1 West Ham, but that's how I think West Ham will line up. If you do join up, though, please leave your username in the comments below. I'll follow you on there as well, and maybe next week I'll show you how to follow people on FanHub so you can follow each other and follow Hammers Chat as well. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and disappear. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what your predicted 11 is in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Sky News Hammers Chat. Catch you in a bit.